Your thoughts?
What? What? Who? Nice. Good morning, 9:02 on this 30th day of September. I almost said it was 9:30. CJ Nasello, it's our daily show, and boy, I am tired today. Oh. How are you guys doing out there? Going to be talking to Mary Cordes here in about 2 minutes or so, because a little bit of a scheduling change. Beyond the Shelf starts soon. Then afterwards, we're going to be talking to the Alton High girls tennis team. Their senior night's coming up. Coach Jesse Macias will join us in studio with a few of the captains, and we'll have a great conversation with them as well. We'll take you right into top of the hour news. Madison County State's Attorney Tom Hayner announced that felony charges of aggravated domestic battery, and child endangerment have been filed against Thomas M. Hatley, 46 years of age, of Edwardsville. Hatley accused of committing batteries against two 12-year-olds and a senior over 60. Additionally, he faces charges of endangering the lives of 4 children aged 12, 4, and 2. His spouse, T. Hatley, 37, also faces misdemeanor charges for child endangerment, both taken into custody at the Madison County Courthouse. Authorities are seeking to detain Thomas Hatley until trial, citing safety concerns. The case is under investigation by multiple local agencies, and Hayne emphasized that the charges based upon probable cause, and the defenders are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Also in the news, the Madison County Sheriff's Office and Godfrey Fire Protection District have responded to 2 separate accidents in the past few days, prompting a warning to drivers. On Friday, the 27th, an incident at Clifton Terrace resulted in a woman sustaining a back injury and being transported to a hospital. The southbound lane of Clifton Terrace Road was closed for cleanup for a brief time. And then a second accident occurred the previous day, Thursday, the 26th. No further details have been released, but motorists have been advised to drive carefully, especially as the leaves start to fall on damp roads, and they contribute to hazardous conditions. Finally, in the news this morning, East Alton School District Administration was alerted to a potential threat to school safety on social media late Thursday. Upon becoming aware of the threat Friday morning, the administration promptly initiated a thorough investigation. Superintendent Nancy Worden communicated to parents and staff that following the investigation by local law enforcement and the Madison County State's attorneys, no imminent danger to students and staff have been identified. The district emphasized its commitment to student safety and maintained its scheduled dismissal. Enhanced security measures were implemented, and the situation continues to be monitored closely. The superintendent thanked the East Alton Police Department for their quick response and urged students to report any concerns promptly. At 9:05, that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend this morning. We'll have more for you at 10:05, but now let's take a look at downtown Alton. It is 67 degrees, and we're going to be talking to Mary Cordes in just a few short seconds.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trunked. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
9:08, Beyond the Shelves. Different time, but we made it work. There is nothing worse than driving Albee Street when you have to get somewhere.
Gosh, I know, and everybody's taking a different route. So
yeah.
So thanks for the accommodation in our schedule.
You know,
today.
Nothing better than a 4-way stop when you're in a rush. You know. How are you doing, Mary? How's life been treating you?
Good, really good.
So, newsletter's coming out.
Newsletter will be out this week. Yeah,
That's
so
exciting.
It is exciting. So we have the newsletter should be mailed out. Should be arriving in people's post or mailboxes as we speak. But if it doesn't get to you, we have it on our website, HaynerLibrary.org, and our events calendar is up to date. So we have a little bit of delay in it getting out. So it's gonna be. I promise it'll be here soon. So
well, and too, a lot of great events. I know that Lacey was touching base on some of the American Gothic stuff.
Yeah.
And then the Haunted Hayner.
The Haunted Hayner. Yeah, we have 2 programs that are coming up this week.
Really
so.
big ones too. That's great. And really, that Dee Kilgo does a great job presenting.
She really does. And this is going to be a good one. We have them on the same night. So they're Haunted Hayner, which is history and hauntings. We decided we're going to kick off the spooky season with our first ever haunted ghost tour. So patrons who are 18 and older are invited to join us as we discuss the history of Hayner Library, why Alton is so haunted, and talk Ghost 101 with the gang from Alton Odyssey Tours. So they're going to come and talk. I mean, Alton, has the reputation as being one of the most haunted towns in America. So we thought, well, why not kick off Halloween with that? So
and so much history in those spots,
that's the thing too. Even if you aren't a ghost person per se, you don't believe in ghosts, it's not your thing, still come and listen to the history of the town. Also, because it is a ghost tour, a ghost program, we're going to talk about, if you are a ghost hunter, what you should look for, that kind of thing. It's just it's just meant to be a fun program. And then after the talk from Alton Odyssey Tours, we are inviting anybody that wants to stay. You certainly don't have to. You can just come for the program portion of it to do a little ghost hunting in the library. So we thought it'd be a really fun thing for people to get to see the library in the evening.
And you get to learn more about the ghost hunting equipment that awaits you at the Library of Things.
You can check it out in the Library of Things. That's right. So we're excited by it.
But I think that's what ghost hunting is really for. Like, if you watch any of those shows or any type of individual that does that, I mean, it's really history driven, so you can go beyond it a little bit.
It is fun. It is
really
fun
cool.
to see the history. And so that'll be this coming Wednesday at 7 o'clock, from 7 to 9 o'clock at the Genealogy and Local History Library. So if patrons want to sign up for that, we have registration limited to 40 people because it's a smaller group, and you're wandering around the library later on. So we would ask people to call and register for that. And then the same evening, if ghost hunting isn't your thing, Dee Kilgo is coming. Dr. Dee Kilgo, she's a professor emerita of art history at Illinois State University, and she lectures widely on art and popular culture.
That's the painting, the American Gothic painting
the
there.
Pitchfork, the farmer and his wife with the pitchfork.
It's his daughter.
His daughter. That's right. It is his daughter.
So
it's not his wife. That's right.
I felt very bad for insulting that woman because Lacey and I were talking about that.
That's right. It is his daughter. And as I'm saying his wife, I'm like, I don't think that's right. I think it's his daughter, but I wouldn't be. It is. So Grant Wood's American Gothic painting, from the newsletter, we say it's one of the world's most famous, but it's also one of the world's most parodied artworks. I kind of think of parodied artworks. I think of It and the Scream, as being two of the most parodied.
Well, it's not a very big piece, is it?
It's not. And so, but despite its kind of iconic status, there actually was a pretty incredible story behind it. And so Dee's going to talk about the creation of the painting and the story behind the politics of his work. So
really cool.
It should be a good one.
A lot of those world-renowned paintings are very small. Like
the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, you would think it's this massive canvas, and
the Mona Lisa's not very big at all.
No.
So. And then we've got Ed Wheatley coming. So
He's great.
He is great. He's going to be here on October 15th, and it's going to be at our Alton Square Library upstairs in our performance room. He's going to be talking about wrestling at the Chase.
That's great.
So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And everybody I've talked to about this program has a memory, whether they watched it or their grandparents watched it or they watched it with an older sibling or their friends used to get together in college. And it just a really fun story.
Well, and Ed's met around with so many of those guys that he has a lot of firsthand knowledge too that you aren't going to see on like some other documentary somewhere.
Exactly. And he's written a book, and he also put out a documentary for PBS. Yep. And so
it was a big documentary. That was huge.
Yeah, I think it was nominated for an Emmy Award. Mm-hmm. So he's going to be coming, and that's Tuesday, October 15th at 6:30 p.m.
He knows a lot about the Browns too.
He is a huge sports historian. I mean, I think he's even in like the St. Louis Browns.
I think he's in the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame.
I think so too. Yeah. So
because I have his book, The Greatest Why St. Louis is the Greatest Sports Town. That was great.
Yeah. So he'll have his books there as well. But yeah, we're just going to talk about. I mean, like when I think of wrestling, I do not automatically think of the Chase Park Plaza. I mean, those two just don't seem like they fit at all. But it should be a lot of fun. And
it's great.
If he has it, I'm not sure if he will. But at the last time he was at the library giving a presentation, he brought the bell from Wrestling at the Chase.
Oh wow!
So you'll get to see the bell, and you can have your picture taken with it, and it'll be a lot of fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Bring up the old Dick the Bruiser days. Go have some fun, guys.
Yeah. The fabulous Fabulous Moolah?
Yep,
somebody was telling me about. Yeah. So that should be a lot of fun.
That's
yeah.
What day?
That is the 15th, Tuesday.
Really cool.
Next Tuesday, or two Tuesdays from now, the 15th, and that'll be at the Alton Square Library at 6:30 p.m. So, and then we have something really fun that we're going to do that's different. It's if book clubs aren't your thing, but you've always thought, well, but maybe you'd like to join one. We actually have a brand new book club called the Hayner Cookbook Book Club.
Oh, you were telling me about
the
okay.
Hayner Cookbook Club. So we have the book, The Magnolia Bakery Handbook by Bobby Lloyd, sitting at the front desk at the mall library. And so if you go out there, you can thumb through it, take a look, you can mark which recipe strikes your fancy, and then we'll make a copy of the recipe for you. Then you take the recipe home between now and October 15th. You take the recipe home with you, and you make it and bring it on the 15th. And then on the 15th in our multipurpose room, everybody that comes that brings their dishes, it'll be like a potluck. And we'll provide the utensils and all that kind of thing and the drinks. And then people are going to try each other's recipes. And we'll have copies of all the recipes and then talk about your favorite cookbooks, your favorite cookbook writers, your favorite recipes, kind of a recipe swap, that kind of thing. So it's just kind of something fun. So
now, do they have to follow it verbatim?
I don't think so, because I mean, cooking cooking, I'm kind of the cook
because
that
with
doesn't.
cooking, it's not baking. Baking, you
Right.
got to be
baking
exact.
is so precise, and this is a baking cookbook. But I haven't honestly looked at the cookbook. I'm sure there might be other recipes in there, but
and then just a general, it's like you don't need any license for that, no
right,
handlers
right,
or anything.
right,
so if
right,
they're
yeah,
watching, they're
yeah,
like, "Well,
yeah.
I don't have it,"
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, you don't have to
Yeah,
for that because
no.
it's a club. It's not
it's
a
club.
public thing.
It's a club. So and we'll have like I said, we'll have drinks and all of that, and it's just a time. One of the things that we've heard from our patrons is that they really like the social aspect of the library, and they like our programs, and so in response to that, one of our staff members, Janice Burgess, came up with this really great idea of having a cookbook book club, and so it's just kind of a response to what our patrons have wanted.
Is there going to be like a discussion on how easy the process was? Because sometimes you think you have the simplest meal laid out, and it becomes the monster of monsters.
Yeah, and that's going to be the fun thing that patrons are going to get to talk about. I mean, I don't mind cooking.
Yeah,
baking is not my thing because I cook I sort of use the recipe as a guide, but then I do my own thing.
Right.
Whereas baking is so precise, and so I'm not cut out for baking.
See, that's how exactly I am, because I would like just to talk about what they did different.
Yeah, and that's what we'll be talking about.
Even simple stuff like how hot did you get the pan?
Yeah, or what can you substitute?
Right.
And some people have
allergies,
allergies or gluten intolerance, or sometimes you're on a diet, you want to swap out a little bit of oil with some applesauce, and how did that affect the baking and that kind of thing. So it should be fun. It should be for anybody that likes cooking, or even if you're not a great, Anna, I'm just sitting here thinking, even if you're not a great cook or a great baker, you're going to be in a room with people who are.
Yeah.
And this is how you learn.
Well, and too, not getting too deep with it, but there's some folks that just never had that, parent in their life because maybe something happened or they don't, so they never learned, any tools. So this is a great thing to go do.
And, it's another chance for you to meet people who have the same interests you do. And so maybe, you make a new friend, or you make a new acquaintance, or someone that you like that you didn't know before. So
now, does this meet in the performance room?
This will be downstairs in the Alton Square Mall in the multi-purpose room.
Well, you guys have such great venues for social hours and stuff that it's great that you're doing these.
Yeah, we have our larger room is upstairs at Alton Square Mall, just outside between JCPenney and the escalator. It's upstairs, and it can hold a bigger crowd, and that's where we have our teen events too, so they can move around. And then downstairs in our multi-purpose room, it's smaller, but it has a sink. It has the amenities that we need for programs like this. So it's nice.
Well, I just love the fact that you're doing. I mean, because you have to constantly evolve. And what I think's cool is that it's not the standard Illinois Heartland events. You know what I'm saying? Like and I'm not, but it's just the fact that you guys have that creativity aspect with your staff to do these things.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I love about our staff. The staff is just kind of like Janice. She said, "Do you think this would work?" I'm like, "I think it would work. Let's try it." You know? And the thing is, even if it doesn't, we'll try something else.
Right.
And so I love that the staff is thinking. They're the ones that are talking with the patrons all day long, and they see the patrons and they know what the patrons are asking for, and it was a response to that. And she came up with this really great program.
Well, I'm under the impression too, in this day and age, no one knows what the hell they want. So sometimes you just got to get creative, do an event, and let them figure it out.
Exactly. And that's the fun thing about libraries. We go to different meetings and different groups that we all belong to, and we talk to each other about programs. It's like, what worked for you? What worked for you? What didn't work for you? And how, if you did this program, was there an aspect of it you would change? And we all talk to each other and take ideas from each other, and it's a really great industry to be in.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah.
I saw that Food for Fines is...
Yes, Food for Fines starts tomorrow. So if you have any long overdue Hayner library items, you can return them to the library as with an item of a canned good, non-perishable, non-expired canned good.
I thought my eyes were going bad, but it was just zoomed out. I was looking at that going, what is going on today?
Yeah. So it's Food for Fines, and that takes place during the entire month of October. So if you have any long overdue Hayner library items, just bring that item in, each item that's overdue in with an unexpired, non-perishable food item. We waive your library fine, and that includes items that have been so overdue that they've gone to the billed status, where you owe for the item. You bring it back, we waive your fine, and then we donate the canned good to Crisis Food Center. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a long time.
Vintage Voices is starting already?
I know, this coming weekend.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I just looked at
this weekend.
That's insane.
Yeah, and Vintage Voices, for anybody that hasn't gone, is such a great, it's a really fun and entertaining entertaining and informative program.
Yeah.
And the library helps with the research for the actors.
Well, and see, that's where I think it's so cool, too, with Hayner, and we've talked about this with, like, Lee and everybody that comes on, especially with Alton Little Theater for Plays and their performances. They're going to you guys for a lot of that research or even old copies of scripts to find.
Yeah.
And, like, the resource portion of what Hayner does is something that is really cool because no one realizes that you guys really are that safety net for so much, whether it's information or, not, or even history. I mean, you guys are the catch-all.
Yep. And it's really fun. One of my favorite parts of my job is going out and talking to different groups. So today I'm going to talk to Methodist Village. Thank you very much for the time swap.
I'll be calling you later, Anita. No,
so I'm going to Methodist Village to talk to the seniors who live there about how the library can help them, what resources we have for them. And then tomorrow evening I'm going to the Altar Society for St. Peter and Paul and talking to them. And then, I'm going to a lot of different groups. And what I love is that no matter which group calls and asks if I can come and talk, there is some aspect of the library that we can help them with, or that is useful and beneficial to them.
Even if it's just an overview.
Yes.
Because that is so big right now. I mean, if people just understood what was awaiting them, and what really could be there. And by the way, you aren't getting away scotch-free. Tom Emery sent me an email the other day that said the Heartland Library System library crawl is taking place of the month of October. Fill me in.
The whole month. This is one of my favorite things. So the Illinois Heartland Library System, Hayner Library is a member of that. So when you order interlibrary loan materials, these are the libraries that the materials come from the majority of the time. So almost every library, pretty much Springfield and South, and even a little further north than that, belongs to the Illinois Heartland Library System. And so what we've decided to do is all come together during the month of October. You can go to any participating library. There's over 125 of us. You can go to any participating library and pick up your passport for the library crawl. Then you take your passport to any of the libraries, and the whole point is to go visit libraries other than your home library and just see all the services, the building, because each library is so much fun to visit. Everybody has their
they're
own
in unique spaces too.
They
That's
really
what
are.
I think.
Yes, and the staffs are always great. It's fun to see their programs, their collections, their buildings. And so you just go and you visit, and you get your passport stamped. And usually the participating libraries, we all have a different prize that we're handing out when you walk in the door, bookmark, piece of candy, a bottle of water, something like that. And so you go around to all these participating libraries, and after you get your passport stamped at 5 different libraries, at minimum of 5, then you return your passport to your home library. And most home libraries are having a grand prize drawing. And so we do have a grand prize drawing at all 3 Hayner locations. So
okay, do not make fun of me when I tell you this. I thought it was the first Monday of the month. I really did. So I was trying to get all these events like crammed in before you left, and I keep looking. I'm like, you have next Monday. I mean, I keep forgetting that because it's the 30th. I was like, okay, we got it. But there's seriously, guys, a ton in October. What is this? What is this Harry Potter?
There's
event?
a Harry Potter book night. We've been doing Harry Potter book night for years and years and years, and so the kids can sign up, and there is crafts, and I think a Harry Potter snack. I mean, Harry Potter's still going strong. People love it.
Well, especially now with Maggie Smith dying.
I know.
Is that
I just
her last
saw
name?
that. Yeah, Maggie Smith. Yeah, Professor McGonagall.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yep. So we have that going on. We have our sign up for our local author book fair starts tomorrow. So
when is that?
So that will be the first weekend in December.
That's right.
So the actual event isn't until December, the first weekend in December, Saturday, December 7th. But we are actually starting. If you're a local author and you'd like to sign up, it's first come, first serve. We have 25 tables. Authors can call me directly, which is 618-433-2877, or email me. And we will have tables available for local authors. They can come on that Saturday. They can sell their books. They can autograph their books. We have so many great local authors, and we thought it would be a really great place. This is our 3rd year doing it. And it's been filled the last 2 years. So we're really hoping
the setting,
it will be this year. The mall.
It's a really
Christmas
cool
shopping
season.
season.
When you see it lined out, it's really cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And so we will have 25 authors who sign up. So we'll have 25 different authors for you to come and talk to and buy books from and have them autograph them. Really great for Christmas, stocking stuffers or gifts. And they're all different genres, different writers. Just a really fun event. And we'll also have a table for the kids to do their, that will have a little craft for the kids. We'll have Library of Things items out. We'll do library card registration. So it's kind of like a library open house and a local author book fair. So.
And if you're just tuning in, we're talking to Mary Cordes. Beyond the Shelves a little bit early today. We're going to be talking to Alton High Girls Tennis just in a couple of minutes, too. It's their senior night on Thursday. So Coach Macias is here in the gang, and we're going to talk. But wanted to touch on a few things. You said that was on December 7th?
That's December 7th, Saturday, December 7th.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the adult fall scavenger hunt.
That starts tomorrow. So it's during the entire month of October. October's busy. I think it's busy around town in general.
It is.
But we've made some of these programs an entire month because we do realize how busy people are in October.
One thing I saw, too, was this Exploring 1904 World's Fair Legacy. Because that, I mean, you know what I think so crazy to me? I would love to see, a real couple of documentaries on the 1904 World's Fair. The amount of innovation and just thoughts these people have.
It's kind of incredible.
It really is.
There's a new exhibit. Well, it's a refreshed exhibit at the Missouri History Museum about the World's Fair. It's amazing. I mean, it's genuinely amazing what went on, who was there, how they even just got the
It was a different thought process back then because it
Unbelievable.
was so outside of the box thinking with some of these contraptions. Yeah, some are goofy, but just these ideas were just insanely progressive.
Yeah, and just the logistics.
Yeah.
I mean, the logistics of putting something like that together now is incredible, but when you think about 120 years ago,
no way. Yeah.
It's insane.
Well, and too, people don't realize that this wasn't like a weekend getaway.
No,
I mean, this was a whole,
months. Almost a whole year.
Yeah.
And I mean, so you're thinking, maybe you come from India and you're bringing this new thing. You have to bring enough supplies and kind of guess how many people are going to be attending this fair. And
there ain't no plane.
No, right. And have the materials there that you need, and just even the buildings that are made of plaster of Paris, and just all of that.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So we'll be talking about that. That's October 19th at 10 o'clock at the Genealogy and Local History Library.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing? Oh, by the way, this darn bear that keeps smoking is turning 80.
No, he's turning 80. He's turning 80.
Smokey Bear's 80th birthday story time. What's that?
That's going to be really fun. So it is Smokey Bear. It's not Smokey the Bear. It's Smokey Bear.
Is this a different guy?
Yeah. It's Smokey Bear's 80th birthday, and so we are having a special story time. So we've invited the Alton Fire Department. They're going to come. They're going to bring the fire truck with them.
Really cool.
Kids are going to be able. We're going to read a story about Smokey Bear. We are going to have fire hats for the kids, a little fire-themed snack. The kids are going to get to climb through the fire truck, see the Alton Fire Department. It'll be a lot of fun.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that'll be wonderful.
Yeah, and that is now that I've talked about it.
Oh yeah, good point.
Do you have it up there?
Yes.
Okay. October 10th. So it's Thursday, October 10th at 10 a.m.
I'm looking right at it and couldn't
that's
read
at the
it.
mall library. So,
Man, my eyes are getting bad.
And again, all of this is on our website, HaynerLibrary.org. So everything we've talked about today, just go online, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, this week you'll get your newsletter in the mail. So.
All right, Mary. Well, we did it. We knocked this sucker out.
I know. Thank you.
Make sure you go to HaynerLibrary.org, and just one time for the folks at home, just so you guys know how to do this. This is the calendar. Look how nice that looks.
Yeah, and just right up there at the top, you go to HaynerLibrary.org.
Well, here's what I want to get to. How do I get a library card? You see that? You go right there. You put your address in. I still have to pick mine up. Do not judge me. Select your Hayner or your location. Put your name in. You're taken care of, and you unlock all these benefits, whether it's the Creative Bug app, Biblio Plus, the resource guide, you name it. But just another easy solution to get your library card. Have fun at your presentation.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
A little bit of change at 9:30, but we'll come back with Alton High Girls Tennis after this.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got Joey.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
9:33, welcome back. Daily Show smacking you in the nose on this last day of September. Coach Jesse Macias, and we got Lauren and Jenna in the studio. Great season so far, huh?
It's the best season we've had in a long time.
That's incredible. How's everyone doing today?
Good, yeah.
Cool. School going well?
Yep.
It must be. Now, what I think's cool is the fact that you guys were able to kind of take a little bit of a break, promote senior night, and then get back to the grindstone.
Exactly.
Do you guys have a game tonight or a match tonight?
We play at Collinsville today, at O'Fallon tomorrow. So we got a senior night Thursday. We got a busy week.
Man, are you guys gonna be able to breathe during that?
Probably not.
So did you all know that this season was going to be as good as you've had whenever you guys were in preseason mode, or was this something that you guys just kind of found that spark and it was going?
I would say that being a senior and us being like all 4 years, I think that we knew that we'd be stronger this year since we've had more experience.
It's really cool.
We have 10 seniors. So it's the biggest class I've ever had. They all put in the time, so we were expecting big things. But I kind of think we've exceeded it. We're 6-1-1, and it's, like I said, it's been fun. But we've been winning a lot. That's part of it.
Well, and that's what I think's great too, because no matter what the season is, the atmosphere with the tennis team has always been one of supporting each other and really having that kind of village mentality. And now to have it to where you guys are just off to the races this year, that's got to be even a better feeling too, knowing that you've kept those values and then now achieving even better than years past on this. Is great. So senior night's coming up Thursday, but you got a few stops along the way too. What are you girls kind of thinking about going into senior night? Does it really feel real yet?
No. I think we were talking about on the way here how sad it's going to be because we made so many memories and made so many friends along the way.
Well, and Coach Macias, what are your thoughts? I mean, knowing this group, you got 10 seniors now. I mean, those are always those kind of bittersweet days that it's fun to celebrate, but also kind of a kicker, too.
Bittersweet is exactly what it is. Like, the older you get, the more you appreciate having great kids like this. And after 4 years, you really get to know them and really get to enjoy, just each of the kids individually. So it'll be tough to see them leave, but it's been an awesome 4 years. Couldn't ask for very much more, and just hope we can enjoy it. I told the girls enjoy everything about it. It's been
Seriously,
a fun 4 years.
It's weird with senior nights, and it's one of those moments where you can tell the people that have the most fun are the ones that have those games to remember or matches to remember. I was seriously the one that was so hyper focused. I missed 8 shots that night and would just embarrass myself. But whenever you have that mindset of just really absorbing that moment and thinking about all those car rides and bus rides and all of those things. It really just gives you that kind of adrenaline rush, you know? Well, and what was a memory that's going to stick with you girls? I mean, we talked last year, but with 4 years of this now under your belts, there's got to be something that really is just going to kind of stick with you for a while.
I would say some of my favorite memories are always on the away tournaments. Like, we always go to the hotels and go out to dinner, and I think it's a really good bonding experience.
Did you make it back in time for the game that night when you were out of town?
We did make it back.
Zoomed.
That was incredible.
As soon as we got off the bus, we all got in our car and zoomed straight to the game. I was like, okay, we got to make it.
The first half might have started, but we got there pretty. We got there we made good time on the way back.
Well, and that's what I think's great too. Is the team really does support you girls support everything. I mean, it seems like if there's an event going on, you really try to share it on Facebook or get out there, and it's one of those things that makes it even better to cheer you on and watch the success this year because of all those good qualities too. Well, and getting into practice, what do you guys' practices look like?
You talk about it?
I've never asked you that.
So first we get there, we do our
there.
little warm-up. We warm up every day.
We fill up our waters, and then we do our warm-up.
Yeah, we always.
And then we always drill.
Yeah. We have some challenge matches.
It's
give us
a lot of breaks.
A lot of breaks.
We got yelled at. Yeah, we got yelled at
some
last
ramps
time.
occasionally. We got to run the ramp.
That's the punishment runs.
Yeah, punishment. We're not doing it.
We have 30 kids this year, so it's
great.
It's too many kids for the course, but it's go, and we try to keep it moving. I mean, the seniors really make it fun. They somehow enjoy it.
Do you have a lot of youth in the 30 kids too?
We have 10 sophomores also and
really
6
cool.
freshmen. So we have good numbers.
Really cool. And now, have you been able to help the freshmen and sophomore transition into tennis mode pretty easily?
Yeah, I feel like they're all really outgoing.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
cool.
like talking to us.
Yeah, everyone's just really positive. It's a good environment.
Yeah.
So, overall, how are you two doing on the season, just individually? Pretty well?
Yeah, I think I'm doing pretty good. What about you?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
I don't know. We haven't really played that many hard matches except for like Rolog and Edwardsville. It's pretty bad, but
it's okay.
It's okay.
Well, and speaking of matches, how was the Logan tournament, man? That's always it seems like each year that really starts to become a prominent tournament that you're getting some huge schools to be a part of.
We've got some really good schools. The last few years, Highland's done well, but this year the St. Louis schools, we have Lafayette, Webster Groves, and Villa Duchesne, they finished 1, 2, 3. So it's nice to see that good competition. You still got really good local teams, but yeah, it's a big tournament. I think the competition is great, and it's also nice to just go out and celebrate Robert Logan. I know his mom and his family look forward to it.
Well, and that's what I think. And just a great guy too, and the legacy that he left the tennis program, and just wonderful. And to celebrate him is just a great thing. You know, girls, have you had the group chat going about this Thursday yet, or is it all focused about today and tomorrow?
There's actually a separate group chat without us.
We don't get any information.
Yeah, these juniors all plan their own little. Actually, the whole team had their own brunch on Saturday to plan this night for us. So.
Did they bring any food back?
No.
Does that feel cool knowing that your team's kind of pulling out all the stops and making it fun for you?
Yeah, because we, our freshman year, we did a lot for, the seniors. I feel like we did pretty good for their senior night, so it feels good to, have it reciprocated.
Yeah, I think it's,
It was owed almost, you know?
Yeah, it was.
Well, and just overall with your school year, I mean, now that it's starting to, set in that this is senior year and you're in October now, for me, I kind of was already checked out of the game. I was not a model to follow here. But have you been really, both of you been able to really enjoy that senior year? Because it seems like when you're in the driver's seat, sometimes it goes by so fast you don't really realize it.
Yeah, I think it's sad because it's our last, it was my last Edwardsville match. It was my last, away tournament, those kind of things. But I think it's, special that it does mean so much.
Well, what about you, Jenna?
I agree. I don't know. It's been going by so quick. In a blink of an eye, it's about to be done. We're almost done, but, it's great to be a part of it.
Well, and honestly, it's one of those things, too, when you're going to look back and go, man, that was a great season, And you're always going to remember that, too. And now looking into playoffs, are you, I'm sure, looking to do pretty well?
We hope so. Our sectionals come up in 3 weeks. And like I said, we put ourselves in position to hopefully get some seeds and compete to go to state. So I'm looking forward to conference tournament. I'm looking forward to sectionals. I hope we finish strong.
You got a moment to stick around. I got to pay a quick bill. 9:40, a little bit of change on this last day of September. More Daily Show on a Monday hits you next.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Welcome back to our Daily Show. Here's CJ.
.943, welcome back. Daily Show smacking you in the nose on a Monday. Senior night is on Thursday, and we were just I had no idea that tennis was free to go watch at State.
It's free to come up and watch any match anywhere.
Man, I'm telling you, all you penny pinchers for $4 and $5, just let them all watch, you know. That's a good thing. Well, and whenever did you girls play tennis growing up?
I only started in 8th grade. Like,
yeah.
We both started at this camp.
At the middle school, we were doing this
tennis camp.
Yeah,
it was with Phil.
It was
Danny.
yeah.
Was it your tennis camp?
No, the middle school ran it, and Coach Trapani ran it.
Really
he
cool.
recruited us, though.
Yeah.
I'd come down and help.
He was scouting the town.
I'd come down and help.
Well, are you now? Honestly, is tennis one of those things would you have ever thought in a million years you'd have been playing that?
No, because I actually did a tennis camp when I was like in kindergarten, like in Edwardsville or something, and I absolutely I was like, I'm never playing.
That's because you didn't have Trapani and Macias.
Yep, exactly.
Right. Jenna, did you ever think you'd be playing tennis?
No, whenever my dad took me out to play tennis one time, and I couldn't even hit the ball.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I used to do swim and like soccer, so yeah, I didn't think that I would play any sport with the racket and a ball. Like, that just didn't click in my head.
Well,
I don't know.
It's one of those sports, too. You watch it on TV, and you're like, oh, okay. And then you go and do it, and you see that thing whizzing by your face at 80 miles an hour, and you're done. You know, I could never do it. I'd be over and out within about 30 seconds. And Coach Macias, that's really cool to know that, I mean, you know, your team sometimes, you know, has, you know, girls that are just starting or some that have been playing forever, and that meld's really cool.
Yeah, we get a lot of kids who their first real experience is the high school level. They might have been introduced to it, and they pick it up. And once they start playing, they love it. I mean, it's just a great sport. You know, you play singles or doubles, and we always have you know other really fun kids on the team. But it's nice. We get some kids who played a lot, some who played a little, and some brand new kids. But they all usually stay with it. They usually enjoy it.
Who's the force to be reckoned with on the squad this year?
I don't know.
Our number one's Lillian.
Yeah.
Our number one's having a great season.
Yeah.
Really?
She's beaten 3 or 4 girls who had beaten her last year, so she's playing well. But all of our seniors, they all have winning records.
Really?
These two.
That's huge. That's awesome.
These two girls have placed in every tournament that they've been in. We beat Belvalise for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
What a season!
It's just been a great year.
I mean, that is you got to take a scrapbook memory of that one, man. That's incredible. And getting into senior, what time do the festivities start?
4 o'clock's a match against Granite City.
Mm-hmm. And do festivities or pregame stuff? Does that start at 4 or is that?
Yeah, we'll introduce our seniors and their parents after the match. So
okay.
Probably 6:30 or 7. Then we have a nice team meal afterwards. They'll take a lot of pictures.
Yeah, all our gifts.
Yeah, there's a lot of gifts. It's a fun night. You know how senior night's just a special night for everybody.
Well, and does it ever get easier whenever you're coaching at that? Because you've been around for 24 years, and does it ever get to a point where it's just like, all right, here we go, or is it just still kind of suck each time?
It's tough every time.
Yeah.
I mean, some classes make it tougher than others, and these guys definitely have. Like I said, you really appreciate it the more you've been there, and you know that it's coming, and it's still like, hey, let's have fun. But then when you think about, them playing their last match, it's emotional.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's not, and it's one of those too because you see everyone kind of develop too as people, and that's the really cool thing. And and your tennis team, aren't you guys just stellar academic wise too? Isn't it huge? I thought you guys made the team GPA and all that.
We've gotten the team academic award about 10 years in a row, but we've had the highest GPA in the school for
that's what I thought
almost every year.
That's incredible, and see that's what I think's great too because it's really a student athlete. Because the whole point of this is to have that athletics is extracurricular, but also to focus on grades. And when you're just achieving like that National Honor Society, I know a lot of the team a part of that. It makes it a really cool thing to talk about and really keep highlighting too. Well, and let me ask you this: what was the toughest match that you two have ever had?
Oh,
and it could be for a variety of reasons. It doesn't have to be opponent. It could be rank. You name it.
I would say mine was sophomore year, and it was against Belleville East for singles, and I was playing number 6, and it was just every single point would go deuce, add on, or every single point, and we were like, oh my gosh, it was the toughest match I think I've ever played, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna need some food or something. It was so long, and then I beat her, and it felt like that was my best win. That was my favorite.
It's incredible.
One.
I can't. Well, the only thing I can think of right now is me and my doubles partner Arlie played Edwardsville this year, and we lost. What was it? 5-8.
8-5, yeah.
Yeah, and it was really good. I feel like we were winning at one point. I don't know.
I know we were all watching. It was a really good match.
I don't know. It was tough, and we lost still, but it felt great.
Yeah.
We never get that close with Edwardsville, I feel like, or I never do.
That's really cool, though. Well, and Coach Macias, what's the highlight of the year for you, sir?
We had a lot of good memories, but we won a 16-team tournament in Springfield, which we've never, since I've been coaching girls, we've never won a tournament that big, and there were some good teams in it.
Man.
The whole team did well, but, bringing home the plaque from that was first place. I couldn't believe it when they told us. I was at a different site, and the coach texted me and said, hey, stop in before you leave. I think you guys won it. And I was kind of surprised. I knew we did well, but it's a good feeling for the girls. I think it's a good feeling because they put in so much work and so much time. And this year pay off with the first place. It was nice.
Well, and before I let you go, it's senior year. Who are the shout outs that we're giving out today before you say goodbye?
Who are you gonna shout out?
Okay. Well, I want to shout out Coach Macias because
he's right here.
You can shout out someone else.
I have another one. For being such a great coach and just leading us all on with open arms in the season and just every year. And then my other shout out would be my mom for coming to every single one of my matches and always being there for me.
Aww. Okay, I'm gonna shout out my parents because they always bring me food every single time, even if I don't eat it. And also, I feel like there's another person. I don't know. My doubles partner, Arlie Hartman.
Good
Love
call.
You, girl.
That's a good.
Well, girls, best of luck as the season progresses. Bring home some hardware as you get closer to state and all that good stuff. Have fun on senior night, and good luck today, too.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Coach Macias, always a pleasure.
CJ, thank you for having us, man. Thank you.
No problem. Hey, before we take a quick break, Alton Little Theater is on their 91st season, and they are getting ready to start the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now, they just let us know that they have taken the age restriction off the show, so you can be a part of that midnight showing on Halloween. That's really fun. And then coming up, too, in December, it's that Christmas Carol, which will be Kevin Frake's final show, plus the Best of the Best Broadway series. You name it, they got it, plus 2025. That's strong, too. Go to altonlittletheater.org or call the box office for more information on all of these shows at 618-462-3205.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got a showing.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Didn't they play at the riverfront during like the original expo? Like, I'm almost positive. 9:50. Is it 9:54? Man, that's the first time I've said the time correctly in months. Wow. I'm getting better at this. Hey, here's what happened on this date in history. We'll take you to the big one in 1938, the notorious Munich Agreement, in which Britain's Neville Chamberlain encouraged Britain and France to appease Adolf Hitler's demands in hope of preventing World War II, was reached on this date in 1938, and the rest is, well, history from there. Also on this date in history, James Dean, the symbol of the confused, restless, and the idealistic youth of the 50s, died in an automobile crash as he drove to a car rally in Salinas, California. On this date in 1955. On this date in 1954, the USS Nautilus, the world's first nuclear-powered vessel, was commissioned by the Navy. On this date, the 30th of September, 1954. In 1949, the Berlin airlift officially ended after the Western Allied powers delivered 2 million tons of food, fuel, machinery, and other supplies to West Berlin, which had been cut off from the West during the Soviet blockade of Berlin. In 1927, Babe Ruth became the first baseball player to hit 60 home runs in a single season. His record stood still until Roger Maris hit 61 in 1961. The opera, The Magic Flute by Wolfgang Mozart, premiered in Vienna on this date in 1791, and that's a look at what happened on this date in history. On this date in music history, let's go right into it. The Foo Fighters were at number 1 on the UK album chart with Echo, Silence, Patience, and Grace, the band's 6th studio album. The album was nominated for 5 Grammys, winning Best Rock Album, and was also awarded the Brit Award for Best International Album. In 2006, Justin Timberlake started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. album chart with his second solo, Future Sex Love Sounds, which also became the biggest album ever for pre-orders on iTunes on this date in 2006. And, well, his next album, Those Lines Are Only Suggestions. Well, it would take 20 years to go out. That was a funny joke. Okay. 2004, Mick Jagger held a press conference with Dave Stewart at Essex House in New York City to promote the soundtrack to the movie Alfie. The remake of the 1966 film also featured Josh Stone, Sheryl Crow, and others. The track Old Habits Die Hard from the soundtrack by Mick Jagger and David Stewart won an award, Golden Globe, Sierra Award, and the World Soundtrack Award as well. An auction of the contents of Elton John's London home raised more than £1.4 million. An oil painting entitled Madison Square Park sold for £67,000, and a 19th century portrait of George Dreyer, painted by James Northcote in 1817, fetched £55,000. Sir Elton sold off the item so he could redecorate his home in modern style. That's pretty cool. Mariah Carey in 1995 made chart history when she started an 8-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles chart, and it wasn't even Christmas, with Fantasy, making her the first female act to enter the chart in pole position, so that's a big, big deal. John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John had their second UK number 1 from the film Grease with Summer Night. 7 weeks at number 1, it became the second best-selling single of 1978, beaten by Saturday Night Fever. On this date in 1964, continuing the recording sessions at Abbey Road, the Beatles recorded Every Little Thing, What You're Doing, and No Reply, which became the opening track on Beatles for Sale. And then 2 more for you. David Cassidy was at number 1 on the UK singles chart in 1972 with How Can I Be Sure? It was the star from the US TV series The Partridge Family. UK number 1, the song was originally recorded by the Young Rascals in 1967. In 1974, police were called to a Lynyrd Skynyrd Blue Oyster Cult concert after a fight broke out between 2 sound engineers. That happens. The Skynyrd roadie claimed that the sound had been deliberately turned off during the band's set. Uh-oh. Well, that's a look at what happened on this State of Music. I normally have a song for you to play, so we'll find one like this. And Lynyrd Skynyrd will take us into the 10 o'clock hour.
Just like I
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got Joey.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Little Bee Gees for you. Hey, 30th day of September, the last newscast of this month. And we'll take you there now. Sign up for that daily... Excuse me. Sign up for that daily email. I learned how to use the cough button, finally. Luis and I were talking about that the other day. Sign up for that daily email update. Join myself and the 70,000 plus that get something called Around the Riverbend each and every day at 7:30, even on Saturdays. And it's your daily dose of local news, sports, events, classifieds, and plus with our partnership with the Associated Press, national and statewide news, all at the touch of a button. Hey, and with that being said, too, always stay up to date with our breaking news alerts, too, that you can get with SMS notifications by texting RB to the number on the Riverbender homepage, or you can download the app and never miss out that way as well. Community members and officials recently gathered to celebrate the move of Tomerlin Bookkeeping and Tax Preparation Services to a newly renovated building in Wood River. Now, here's what we know. The ribbon-cutting ceremony was on September the 26th and marked the remodel of 1 East Ferguson Avenue, a project supported by the City of Wood River and Wood River Main Street. The building, acquired late last year, underwent extensive renovations from March to July, Wood River City Councilman Jeremy Plank highlighted the city's investment in this project, which included tax incentives. Tomerlin representatives expressed excitement about expanding and being a part of the growing downtown community in Wood River. Also in the news today, the Bethalto Fire Department responded to a broken power pole and downed wires on the 100th block of South Williams and Cottage Hills last Friday, the 27th. Firefighters discovered a leaning power pole with lines draped over a parked vehicle extending into the roadway. Airmen was called to remove the lines, necessitating a temporary road closure. Fortunately, no injuries were reported. The road was reopened after the power lines were safely removed. And we'll keep you updated if there's more that develops from that news story, but it doesn't look like it. In Godfrey, we are starting to see the 2025 consolidated election take its shape. Mayor Mike McCormick, who has served the village of Godfrey with care for numerous terms, announced today, September the 30th, that he will run for another mayoral term. I apologize. That's a typo. The announcement was made over the weekend. Taking pride in his decades-long residency, McCormick emphasized his commitment to maintaining the community's beauty, safety, and that low tax levy, highlighting achievements such as well-maintained streets, treasured parks, and a thriving business environment. He credited his leadership and dedicated team for these successes, pledging to continue securing state and federal funds for further improvements. McCormick remains accessible to residents, maintaining an open-door policy at Village Hall. Mayor Mike McCormick has announced his re-election bid for the 2025 consolidated election in the village of Godfrey. RiverBender.com will be monitoring all of the consolidated elections, and they're starting to heat up now. We will also have election night coverage on election night for the general election, and we'll also have that coverage for you leading up and comprehensive coverage. Really excited to share everything that we're working on news-wise for that. Also in the news, Edwardsville scored on its first 3 possessions of the second half, securing a 35-0 victory over Belleville West on a windy and rainy Friday night at Tiger Stadium. The game, affected by the hurricane, saw early rain and strong winds, and despite these conditions, Edwardsville raised its record to 4-1, and head coach Pickering praised the team's performance and execution in the second half. The Tigers led 14-0 at halftime and extended their lead with 3 touchdowns early in the second half. Belleville West, now 3-2, struggled to score against the Edwardsville defense. The Tigers next face the Alton High Redbirds Friday at Public School Stadium. Also in the news this morning, Dan Brannon, content director, reporting the following. A man was injured in what police are describing at this time as an unknown object while walking near Main and Edward Streets in Alton, prompting a response from the Alton Police Department and Fire Department on Saturday, September the 28th. Alton Police Chief Jarrett Ford said the incident occurred when the man was crossing the street around a vehicle stopped at the intersection. According to the chief, as the man maneuvered around the vehicle, he was struck in the head by an unidentified object. The vehicle then left the scene immediately. The chief said the man continued to walking to retrieve his phone and then contacted police himself. Emergency medical services from Alton Fire Department transported the man to a local area hospital where he was treated for a non-life-threatening injury. The investigation is ongoing with authorities pursuing leads. The Alton Police Department has urged anyone with information to come forward and contact them at 618-463-3505. Let's take a look at weather, shall we? It is a beautiful day. I love this. It's 71 degrees, folks, and we have earned it after the summer we had. 71, it feels like 78. Humidity's up at 80% today. Today, pleasant with times of clouds and sun, and tonight, clear. Air quality right now is at 48, which is good. Grass level is low, mold is low, and the ragweed is low as well, thankfully, due to that rain. Washed it all out. Temperatures reach 80 degrees today. Now, they'll drop down to 59 as we head into Tuesday. We start the first day of October and Halloween season with a high of 75, a low of 42, with a 0% chance of rain and sunny skies. On Wednesday, a high of 74, a low of 50. And on Thursday and Friday, we're going to get cloudy skies yet again, a high of 81 on Thursday, a low of 53. And on Friday, almost a spinning image of Thursday, a high of 81, a low of 52 degrees. That's a look at your weather forecast. It is currently 71 degrees in downtown Alton at 10:10 on this 30th day of September. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane, your local State Farm agent. Hey, guys, just wanted to fill you in that, excuse me, I have been taking a beating with this sinus infection. Early voting has begun, and I just wanted to raise your attention to that. We were just talking about the elections, and, I always focus on, the consolidated elections because I feel like we don't talk about them as much, and the mayoral races and alderman races and trustee races are so very, very important, and we got to keep an eye and report those, and we're going to really just roll out some great coverage. But the national general election is coming up here November the 5th, and early voting has begun. So if you're looking to vote early, make sure that you're pulling out what you need for that, and make sure that you're registered with the county clerk's office and all that good stuff. If you haven't, if you've moved, make sure you note that address change. But just wanted to inform you, RiverBender.com is open to, is always willing to inform the public about when voting is and when to vote early, and also always maintaining that non-biased approach. Really cool at Riverbender, we're actually ranked as one of the most middle-of-the-road coverages and platforms around, and we're really proud of that and really proud of the team upstairs for doing that, too. We will have election night coverage for you on the 5th of November. It'll be me and Dan Herkert and company, and we'll be bringing you results and conversations, you name it. And also, the same thing when we'll be rolling out our coverage on the 2025 consolidated races, which are just right around the corner, too. So if you're voting nationally, make sure you vote locally, too. And at 10:12, 71 degrees, that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend. Hey, wanted to do this for you. We're going to take a look at downtown Alton, but when we come back, I'm telling you what, my conversation with Amron has to be one of my best interviews of the year, and wanted to play it for you. There's so much good information in there. If you missed it, now is your chance right after this break. But first, here's a look at downtown Alton. Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Welcome back. Daily Show hitting you in the nose. Last interview of the week, and it belongs to Ameren, Illinois. Peter Milberg, Senior Manager of Regulatory Compliance. Peter, good morning. Happy Friday.
Good morning. Happy Friday to you, and thanks for having me on.
Well, this is a really great opportunity. So glad to have you in studio, and really just continuing that conversation on energy, you know, and anytime we can inform the public's a great opportunity to do it.
There's so much going on now, especially with the state of Illinois' focus on developing renewable energy resources and helping support really all of our customers. They'd like all of our customers to put renewable generation at their homes. And one of the key things for people to understand is Ameren, Illinois doesn't own any generators. You know, we got out of the generating business back in the early 2000s. And so we don't compete. I mean, when people put generation at their homes, we're happy for that. We try to enable it. We've been supporting rooftop solar and renewable generation since 2008. So there's a lot of good opportunities, a lot of good state programs out there that people can take advantage of to install renewable generation at their homes and business.
And that's such a good point, too, because there's never been any time that I can remember Ameren raising a hand to any solar, project or any type of new energy. And that's something that's really great. And, Illinois has had this really great one-to-one net metering, and we were talking about that with, grid solar. But now, that net metering change is gonna go into effect. But, in the grand scheme, it really doesn't equate to that much. If you have that battery, you're pretty much okay.
And there's a couple things that you have to consider, because right now with the one-to-one net metering, I mean, we service the battery in the bank for what's called your wires charges, its distribution delivery, and your supply charges, right? And people who are on net metering now or are able to get on net metering before the end of the year, they have that. But the thing they also have is on an annual basis, any excess generation they push to the grid, those credits get reset to zero. So if you get net metering after the first of the year, you get supply only netting, but you also, your credits don't expire. So if you overgenerate 1 year, but the next year it's a little more cloudy, those credits will still be there for you. And so,
see, I did not understand that. That's a lot better picture that's right now being heard about, because we're always going to have those years where we're going to have a more produced year than others. It's just an interval thing. So to have know that there's at least a bank there in some net form, that's pretty great to know.
And the thing is you mentioned batteries, and just people have so many options now with regard to whether it's solar with battery or just solar alone. And, Ameren, Illinois acts kind of like as a battery and a bank. You shove power to us, we store it, we give you the credit for it. There's a whole laws of physics involved and stuff, so we don't really store it for you. But we do give you credit for it. And so it's going to be there, say it's a really sunny year, and then we get into winter. Anyone who's ever lived in Illinois going through February will understand.
You aren't seeing the sunshine.
Exactly.
Well, and I wanted to talk to you about this too, because everyone's kind of nervous about that last date, where net metering goes into effect, and I get it if someone's really adamant about that one-to-one, totally understand. But that doesn't mean that the project needs to be completed by December 31st, correct?
Well, here's how that works.
Okay.
Right? So in order to get that full one-to-one, your project's got to be done by December 31st.
So it's got to be completed.
Got to be done. But here's the key. We do what's called a witness test before we allow them to operate, right? Because there's safety and reliability issues. So we go and we check it out. But what we've said is if the developer gets the paperwork into us by December 31st, showing that everything's complete, even though it'll be after the first of the year that we do the witness test, we'll still count it as if it was in service on December 31st.
Wow.
So, we're working, we're trying to make sure that we are not the hang up for any of this. As long as that developer can get it completed and truly completed by December 31st, we'll count it. We'll count it.
What leads to those changes in net metering?
Sure. Well, that's actually comes out of this legislation that really provides all these incentives to install renewable generation. And really, and again, I mentioned it goes back to, we've been involved in this since 2008. I've been involved in it since 2008. Initially, when the state set this up, they said when you have so much generation on your system, it equals 1% of your load. That's the end of net metering. I mean, the end of net metering, period. And there have been different pieces of legislation through the years. And this most recent legislation called CEJA, passed in 2021, said, okay, you know what? We're going to provide a date certain for when these enhanced incentives will more or less end, but there will still be incentives after this. And that's the thing that people need to understand. So the legislature set the date, but all that means it's a change. Because like I said, if you go on net metering after the first of the year, your credits don't expire. You also get something that people that are on net metering before the end of the year don't get, and that is access to a rebate that won't affect how much crediting happens.
Oh, wow.
It's called a smart inverter rebate. Now, if you're on net metering now, you can take it. But the problem is you lose that delivery service netting. Again, that's in the law. That's how it works. And so what happens is after the first of the year, since you don't have delivery service netting, you can take the rebate, have no repercussions, get that upfront money to help hold down your initial installation cost.
Well, and that all equals out in the end.
It balances out very well, yeah, because that's the thing that people tell me when they look at taking the rebate now. They're like, it really works out better for me over the life of the system if I don't take the rebate now. But after this, people are like, okay, I don't need, I can take the rebate. I'll still get the supply and transmission netting, and all the other incentives are still available as well. And like I said, it depends on whether people want to install their own battery or they want to have us be their battery. I know some people install batteries because they want to have backup power.
Right.
That's fine. But if you're looking at batteries to soak up any excess generation, I urge you to look and see, okay, compare that with the crediting that we do for anything pushed to us.
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Well, and see, that's something good to point out, too, is that, you don't have somebody, that's Oz at Ameren that's going, we're going to change this next year. No. And sometimes I think folks think that you guys are the harbinger of some of those decisions, and that's not, fair to do, and that's just something that you're dealing with legislation. You got to keep moving just like everyone else does.
Yeah, and the thing is we look, and that's our role now.
Right.
I mean, the state of Illinois, when they passed CEJA, said, look, your primary role as utility is to support the development of renewable generation while ensuring safe and reliable electric service to everybody. And that's how we view it. I mean, the state of Illinois establishes these policies and rules and legislation. Ameren, Illinois has been supporting the economy and the growth of our service territory since our inception. This is just another way for us to do it. And if people can save money by installing renewable generation, that's great. That means we have a healthier service economy. People are spending more at businesses. That just makes the economy get even better. Why would we be against that? I mean, that's. So it's something that Ameren, Illinois has long supported. We're going to continue to support and continue to try to make these the renewable generation development in the state happen.
So, and that's really just a great conversation too, because we've had, other conversations about that to kind of dispel, solar's over, because it's not. It's just, honestly, just getting started. And it's such a new thing that it's going to take time to really develop and understand this.
Well, and the thing people need to realize too is these incentives are not going away.
Right.
The state of Illinois, the money that is the primary funding source for the incentives is called renewable energy credits. It's funded through a state agency called the Illinois Power Agency. Those incentives are not going away. The federal tax credit is not going away. The rebate that we provide by law is not going away.
Right.
So these monies will be there, and that's because the state of Illinois understands that this is not a one and done.
Right.
This is going to be a multi-year process. So it's set up to enable people to access these monies to help hold down the cost of initial installation. Our systems, our processes are set up to help enable people get the installations done safely. And then once they get it done, our billing systems are set up to track it and make sure everyone gets credit for any generation they push out to our system.
One question I keep hearing about the net metering that I've asked a couple of times and I've gotten the same answer multiple times, but then hear different answers too, so it makes you question. Is the one that someone's already had a solar system installed for a few years now, and they want to maybe add on to it? Does their policy of net metering when they're at 1-to-1 change if they add on in 2025?
That's a really great question, and it's addressed actually specifically in the law as well as in our tariffs. And what we have said is you can add up to 100% of your existing capacity, and we will treat it as if it's the same generator for net metering purposes.
That's a huge number.
Because the idea too is, say that you installed generation 5 years ago.
Right.
Well, now there's electric vehicle options you didn't have before. Now there are options to help electrify, gas space heating, things like that are going to happen. And so that flexibility enables people to start, electrifying different aspects of their life while not getting more or less penalized because they were an early adopter of renewable generation.
And getting held back really from that evolution too.
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. So people can add like 100% onto their existing, and it should take care of their needs.
And honestly, Peter, thank you so much for that. And we'll come back to solar here in a second. But another thing that's kind of been a topic around town is the alternative retail electric supplier that's going on. Yeah. And every year we get this, energy aggregate program, or I forget what it's called specifically, but there's Constellation, all these others. Folks don't really, I don't think, understand how that works necessarily. And I get the locked rate and the fixed, megawatt kilowatts, you name it. But what does that really mean when you have that option of going to different suppliers? And what's it mean whenever you leave Ameren? Does anything really change?
Sure. So that's that last point is the thing I want to emphasize first, which is if someone uses a different electric supplier, we are indifferent. We run the wires company. If your power is out, if there's some question you have, you call us. We respond 24/7. I can tell you from experience, our linemen's trucks, the pads, the equipment they have in there, the communications equipment, it doesn't indicate who the supplier is because we don't care, right? We are indifferent. We are a wires-only company. Any supply we provide customers is provided at cost. We cannot make a profit on it, so it's dollar for dollar. Whatever we pay is what we charge. So just understand that if a customer can get a better deal from a third party than by using Ameren supply, take advantage of it. Again, I talked about putting more money in our customers' pockets, right? That's a good thing. So when you look at a supply offer, whether it's through an aggregation program developed by a city or just individually, the one thing that customers need to keep in mind is something called the price to compare. And it's published on the Illinois Commerce Commission's website. Our folks have it as well. And what that is the Ameren price to provide electric supply service, supply and transmission, because you got to bring it in on the powers. Right. So that's Ameren's price to do that. And that's your price to beat. And if you can get a supplier that can offer you a better price than that, take it. Take it and go. If the price is higher, you got a decision to make. And again, our prices are defined for extended periods of time. They're just changing now to our non-summer rates. We have a 4-month summer period and a 8-month non-summer period. So the price to compare that's going into effect now is going to be there until May. So people have that certainty. They can look at whatever offer is being made through an aggregation program or individually, look at our price to compare, and decide whether they want to take advantage of that.
There's
one other aspect I want to emphasize, which is say that you're locked in with a good price and then the price to compare drops. Residential and small non-residential customers can cancel their supply contracts at any time with no penalty.
See, I was worried about that because we always see that there's a line always in these press releases that come out about those aggregation things that once you opt out, you're opted out, and but there's still no penalty on that.
There's no penalty by law. Illinois law, suppliers cannot assess like an early exit fee or something like that. And your worst case scenario is you come back to Ameren. Right. And Ameren, again, even say something happens with the supplier and say they were to go out of business, people will still have power at their homes. Right. We will provide that power. We'll make sure of it. We're called the supplier of last resort. Right. So if something were to happen, people don't need to worry. they'll still have power at their home. So it's something where there've been good opportunities. People have saved money off of it. It's just like every other thing. Just go into it with your eyes open.
Well, and see, that's a really good point too, because I've seen it, on the flip side, both ways, where folks were not really the happiest with that aggregate program, and they opted back into Ameren, and they said, no, we're going to go back, and they've been happy that way. And then others that go, it works for me. Yeah, great.
And the thing too now is, most of our customers are on what we call our fixed price option. But there is also an opportunity customers can get on hourly pricing. I used to be on it.
So what's that mean?
Hourly pricing, there's actually a day-ahead hourly price market where by 5 o'clock the next day what the price of electricity is going to be for each hour. It actually varies by hour.
Wow.
And it's really based on supply and demand, and it's in this MISO market. There are times when being on the hourly market or hourly price, especially depending on your lifestyle, say that you work during the day, you're not home when it's getting the hottest. There's opportunity, and you don't have children at home,
right?
That sort of thing, and you work out of home.
That's a good point now too.
Right, exactly. It may make sense for you to be on hourly pricing.
Right.
And it's one of these situations where at 5 o'clock the next, the day before what the prices are going to be the next day. If you have a programmable thermostat, you can set it for, there's typical patterns associated with it. So it's just another options that people can.
Well, and if they, check their email, they could have seen that they would have gotten a free thermostat from Ameren.
That's the other thing. That's different than supply. That applies no matter who you get your supply from. Yeah, Ameren's had a robust energy efficiency program, which I know some people are like, wait, you want me to use less electricity and gas? And the answer is, we want you to use electricity and gas wisely.
Yeah.
Right? And there's tools out there now, like these smart thermostats. You can get them through Ameren either at a steep discount or often for free.
And sometimes, too, not to cut you off, but I saw that sometimes the install is even taken care of.
Sometimes.
Wow.
It depends on the program.
Yeah.
So you can get these smart thermostats, set it, forget it. Some of these thermostats, you don't even have to set it. It learns. And it learns. It's like, well, no one in the house. I'm going to turn it up in the summertime, drop it back in the winter. Oops, someone's home. Turn everything back on. You can get it from through the Ameren Illinois Energy Efficiency Program, and it's especially important now as you look at going into winter, doing things like getting a smart thermostat, replacing your thermostat, doing a lot of the basics. I mean, making sure that you change your furnace filters, making sure that you don't have vents blocked, to make sure air gets around. There's also things that you can get through Ameren's programs to help with just weather stripping windows and doors to try to keep the air leaks to a minimum.
Let's hold it there and let's take our final break at the show here. It's 10:48 and we got more to talk about. That's a great place to stop, and we'll continue and pick it up where we left it at 10:48. A little bit of change, more Daily Show on a Friday. Hit you next.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway safe rubber tire dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts No. 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. Which is good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
This Friday morning, Electric Light Orchestra fitting, Ameren, Illinois.
Yes, indeed.
You know, they were a great show. He was just in St. Louis. That was wonderful. Oh, yeah, great.
I'll bet.
Seriously, the best. Well, in getting into this conversation about just, energy saving tips, because, I've definitely seen those weather strips for the doors and everything else. Yeah. My question, too, to really dive into this part of it is, my house, and I don't know if it's maybe the ventilation or what. I have a smaller house, but it's in a newer unit, like 3 years old, and it just seems like it takes forever to get that sucker to turn off. And maybe it's because I get OCD and paranoid because I'm like, man, that thing's been running for 35 minutes. But is there something to look at when it comes to something like that is internal?
There's things. I mean, it's a lot of what a lay person can look at are the basics, like I said, and things like if you leave for the day, if you're gone for the day and your windows face south or east or west, pull the shades because you're going to get the sun heating up your house. Right. Now in the wintertime, that's a good thing. You want to open the shades so you get that heating. But if you're having issues where it's like it just seems hot, seems like it takes forever to cool down, it may be a lot of times you're trying to cool more than just the air. So just do the basics like that. Again, look to make sure that your vents are not blocked, that you've got them open, there's nothing blocking them, you feel the air coming out. Make sure that your furnace filter is clean. That allows it to operate at maximum efficiency. And then if you still feel if you've done all that and you're still concerned, you can do a couple things. You can reach out to Ameren, Illinois and get one of our qualified vendors to come out and look at you and try and help understand what's going on from an energy efficiency perspective. Or reach out to the HVAC installer. Definitely don't mess with the unit.
Leave it alone.
Don't leave it alone. Have the professionals come in and look at that.
Well, and see, that's what I love about Ameren too, because when I bought my first house a year ago, I learned about those things because I got one gas line that goes to my furnace, I think, and it's granted I'm going to be getting that replaced soon just because it's good, but I just don't like the rust on it. It looks kind of bad, and I don't know how long that's got. So I was told, they go, well, call Ameren and see and get one of their vendors out and have them come look at it and see what they can do. And that's what makes it a little bit easier because it's so dangerous right now to go on Google sometimes and to find these, companies. Yeah,
and we understand that. And that's why when we put our name to something or we work with the vendor, we vet them, right? Because we've been here over 100 years. We're going to be here. We do care about our customers, right? We want them to have a good experience with their energy usage. We want them to have a great experience working with us. So absolutely. Just go to AmerenIllinois.com. Look at our energy efficiency pages. There's a lot of programs, a lot of opportunities out there that people can take advantage of, and you're paying for it, right? So get some of that money back that you're paying into these programs. Those are programs you're supporting.
Well, and one thing I wanted to ask you too, and not to go completely off topic, but if someone's maybe struggled, they just lost their job and they run into that, we all have seen it or heard of it in our families, you name it, that one bill is a little bit behind, or now it starts to creep up. Is there? Can we talk a little bit about the ways that you guys, because you do have ways that you guys can and really help that and really help some families that are struggling, because the stress that brings is just absorbent.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because people are often scared to talk to us, right? If they get behind on a bill, it's like, oh my gosh, you're going to come out and shut us off. We do not like cutting off service, right? It's nothing about the money. We understand what service means. It means light. It means heat. It means refrigeration for food. We get that. So if people are behind, they need to call us. Just call. It's a toll-free number, 1-800-755-5000. There are different things we can do. We can put you on payment plans. If it's something that's chronic, like a chronic situation of income challenges, there are agencies in the community
that do help.
Work with it.
Tons.
And there's just a new program going in now for low-income customers to be able to get discounted natural gas service.
Wow.
But they need to go to their local agencies and get certified. If they get certified, the price we charge them to provide gas service is actually going to be discounted for them depending on their income levels, right? And there are different programs like that. There's something called LIHEAP, Low Income Heating and Energy Assistance Program, something like that. PIP, Percentage of Income Payment Program. So there are different ways that, if you're, again, chronically low income, different programs can help. But if you're behind on a bill, just reach out to us, talk to us. We'll work with you, right? We want our customers to be satisfied with the energy they buy and the services it provides. And we want them to be satisfied with us too.
Well, and that's such a good point too, because no one wants to admit that, take that phone call and admit it, but just to know that, hey, there's things happen.
And here's the thing too is, we're a large company. Our call center reps are people, right? They're like you and me.
Right.
Actually, they're in a lot of cases smarter than me.
They can handle a lot better people than I can. I'm telling you, I'd be on the news.
And the thing too is, some of our coworkers have been through challenges, right? Yeah. So they can empathize very well with what customers are going through. We're just now completing our United Way campaign at the office. And there's a number of coworkers, including some people in leadership positions, who are like, yeah, I needed United Way when I was young, with some struggles. So we have been there, right? So if you call us, you're talking to friends, you're talking to people who've been there, you're talking to people who are going to try to help.
Well, and that's what the entity of Ameren is such a fascinating thing, because when you see the logo and all of that, you know what it is, obviously, but you don't realize the vast network. Sometimes I don't think of what Ameren truly is and how it incorporates really the life and blood of our infrastructure.
It's been it's really it really is fascinating, because when you go back and look at the history of where Ameren's come from, and you look at the size of our footprint, that size enables us to bring scale, right? It enables us to bring to operate systems that really deliver things efficiently. The same time, though, we have the challenge, and we're always aware of this, of making sure that people know we are out in the communities. Yeah. We have local staff. We have a community relations team that's out working with the municipalities, working with the local agencies that are living in communities. So you look at our footprint in Illinois, we cover the southern 3/4 of the state, basically. But it's not just all from one central location. We have offices. We don't do pay anymore. We've gone like everybody else, centralized pay. You can go to local grocery store, or, preferably online. But
it's easy to pay online.
It is.
That
easy.
guest pay, because I forget my login all the time. Comes in handy.
I am probably the most backward person technologically, but I pay everything I can online. Yeah.
Well, and getting back into solar here, because I know that more communities across Southern Illinois are starting to do these solar farms.
And that's a great option for people who can't put solar on their houses. Whether because you rent your house, right? Right? If you're in an apartment building, or if your house is just situated the wrong place, you got huge, beautiful trees you don't want to, cut down. There's a program called Community Solar. And what that involves is there are developers who basically build these very large solar units, and you buy subscriptions for the output from a certain amount of the capacity from that solar unit. So whatever that produces every month, it shows up on your bill. And they have different rates and different agreements. Again, you shop around. But the way that works now is whatever that generation produces, you multiply it by that price to compare we talked about, right? Ameren's supply and transmission price. And that creates a monetary credit. That monetary credit is then applied to your electric bill.
Wow.
And we apply it to every charge on the bill. So if your credit's large enough, you could get a bill for zero. And again, that's also something that's banked. The other thing about community solar, the credit is banked. It does not expire. And if you move elsewhere within our territory, your credit follows you as well as your subscription follows you.
That's incredible.
Yes. So if you've got an arrangement, an agreement with somebody, and you have to move for a job or something like that, that will follow you, and we will do that automatically. That's just part of how our systems work.
And just an off the cuff question, just something that popped in my head. Is there such thing as a private solar farm yet? Are there private and public of these entities?
Right now, the only ones I'm aware of are private.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. There's no public.
Yeah, and conceptually, you could see where if a municipality wanted to set one up for their residents, you could do that. Now, I will say there's a couple of. It is something where you have to have the land, and again, municipalities not being tax, they don't pay income taxes, so the federal income tax credit doesn't apply to them.
Right.
But a lot of the other incentives are available that they can take advantage of. But that gets into municipalities also being good stewards of taxpayer money. It's like, is this the right way to do it? And so, but there are, as the last count, as I recall, I know there's at least 30, there's more than 35. I think there's like 40 that are actually online and producing. There's another probably 30 in the pipeline.
Do you know how much energy overall or ballpark that solar produces, compared to traditional energy?
Right now, just people on net metering plus what we call qualified facilities, it's about 700 megawatts of capacity.
Wow.
Okay, now you look at a power plant. There used to be a power plant down here, Wood River. I think it was actually, that would be probably double what Wood River's size was.
Wow.
Yep. So
that's incredible.
Yeah, and the kicker is, one of the challenges we have with supporting renewable generation is, it runs, obviously solar runs in the day, right? Day like today with the rain spitting, it's not going to produce much. So you have the intermittency issues. But generally speaking, solar tracks very well when there's peak demand on the system because, we still peak whenever people are running their air conditioning units. So, that many megawatts of solar producing at the right time to help hold down the system peak. It's good.
This is really cool. And Peter, good for you. I mean, that was a great stat to kind of pull. Because I would have forgotten that.
You want more? We got let's see, we got 2,600 megawatts in one of our queues and another, I want to say 6 or so. There's a lot of capacity out there that is planned. Our challenge is trying to help developers get it built.
Yeah.
We're evolving. This thing has taken off for us, right?
I'm sure.
In 2017, there was legislation preceded CEJA. There were 700 generation units on the system, right? Customer owned. Right now, last count, I think we're up to somewhere around 30,000, somewhere around there.
Wow, that's astronomical.
Most of that, half of that pretty much has come in the past year. So we're trying to get outward-facing tools to help developers know where to build, where congestion is. We modified our processes, the rooftop processes, rooftop units, excuse me. They don't go into a queue. They are small enough. We pretty much fast-track them to try and get them through to help.
Just keep going.
Yep. And we do still witness test everything because we keep finding some issues and we help developers correct it. And that's been one of the keys. We were talking off the air about, do we have a relationship with developers or with retail suppliers? And we do.
Yeah.
Because we found it's the best way to ensure that they do things the right way the first time, that they support our customers the way they want to support our customers. And that it's so refreshing, really, and reassuring that so much of the success in either renewable generation or retail supply gets down to communication, which is why you're having me here on the show.
And good on Amron's part, and not saying that because you're here in front of me, but people always, in this day and age, it's always, watch out for the monopoly. There's some, eye watching us all, but for Amron to be this company that's very large, to see that it's not only working with the communities and municipalities and residential, rural agriculture, but also working with its direct, competitors in a way, for energy supply, it's really important to see and talk about that.
I know it surprises people, but that's part of the how we're set up now. Is we don't compete on energy supply.
I love it.
I do have to qualify. We do own 2 solar facilities.
Okay.
They're demonstration facilities. We got one that's built down here in East St. Louis. It's demonstrating that you can build in a environmentally and economically challenged area in a cost-effective manner. Use local vendors. Doing the same thing in Peoria, and we're building another one in East St. Louis. But we don't compete. All that power, it just gets dumped into the grid. and it just helps cut down the purchases we have to make.
One final question for you, because we're running out of time, but in California, I'm hearing about this ducktail.
Oh, yeah, duck curve.
Yeah, the duck curve.
Duck curve.
Are we seeing that in Illinois?
Oh, yes.
Really?
We've got about 37, 38. I'm trying to remember because it was actually filed in testimony. Circuits where we are seeing a duck curve.
Wow.
We've seen it most often out on these rural circuits that are lightly loaded except for harvest season. When the grain dryers run.
Yeah.
So that's where land is cheap and plentiful, and so these community solar facilities have been going out there. Well, when you dump 2,000 kW of power onto a system that's got no load on it, you're going to see more generation than load on that system. And that duck curve, you got to kind of squint and tilt your head to see the duck. What that refers to is in the morning, load on the circuit builds until the sun starts allowing enough production. Then as the sun starts coming out more and more, that unit produces so much power that the power goes negative. It starts flowing backwards on the system.
It's incredible.
The system was set up to shove power out. These are circuits where you have power flowing back in. We also have one subdivision, and it's down in southwestern Illinois area, where they put solar on every house. That circuit has a significant duck curve.
Wow.
Yeah, and and part of that just gets into the challenges, and we're up for it. We got some very smart women and men that look at our system and are changing it. But that gets into the challenges we have of taking this 100-year-old design concept and adapting it. Because before it was just you had central power plants and you shove power out in one direction. Now you have, right now, like 30,000 power plants out there sending power like this. And it's our job to make sure that everything flows right, the lights stay on, and when people flip the switch, it's really funny, but like our goal, I think, is to be boring. Right?
Right, because a boring day is a great day.
Boring days are great days. Yeah. Nothing happens. Lights, flow. The gas flows. It's like life's good.
There you go. Well, Peter Milberg, thank you so much for your time. And honestly, guys, this was a great conversation. The Senior Manager of Regulatory Compliance from Ameren. You're welcome back anytime if you have any more updates, because this is great.
Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow, because we got the Fly-In Festival in Bethalto.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
And you know it way.
10:54, welcome back. Last minutes of our morning show ever in September 2024. Gotcha. Hey, while I have you, we got a lot of stuff going down the pipeline this couple of weeks, and I'm excited. For the first time in like 7 or 8 weeks, no Saturday show. I know you guys are getting used to it, but Monday through Friday was the normal run. But man, so many of you reached out, and it's been such a fun kind of road trip we've been doing. And a big shout out to the news team for just driving everything on home. And man, it's been a fun couple of months, busy for us, but now it's time to get into fall mode, and we still got a lot more to talk about too when it comes to events. You know, wanted to fill you in on one kind of pertinent news story before we say goodbye for now. The Illinois Department of Transportation did announce that lane restrictions will be encountered on northbound I-55/70 at the exit to Illinois 157 Collinsville, Edwardsville, exit 11, beginning tomorrow, October the 1st. I am so confused. Beginning today, Monday, September the 30th, at 7 a.m., weather permitting, the left lane in the northbound entrance to Illinois 157 will be closed to allow Illinois District 8 Operation Forces to perform emergency bridge deck patching on the bridge over Illinois 57. Here, hold on, let me send this in. Make sure we can get that corrected for you. A detour will be marked to assist travelers to access the I-55 northbound lane and 70 from Illinois 157. The northbound I-55/70 exit ramp to Illinois 157 will remain open during construction. All lanes are expected to reopen by 3:30 p.m. on Friday, October the 4th. Motorists can expect delays and should allow extra time for trips through this area. To avoid the work area when feasible, use of alternate routes, that should be considered. Drivers are urged to pay close attention to change conditions and signs in the work zones, obey the posted speed limit signs, and refrain from using your mobile devices while approaching and traveling through that work zone. For IDOT District 8 updates, you can follow them on X or look at the construction map details at gettingaroundillinois.com. That's gettingaroundillinois.com. One final one for you today out of Belleville. U.S. Senator Tammy Duckworth, and combat veteran as well, along with U.S. Senate Majority Whip Dick Durbin, expressed their support for Scott Air Force's Base 126th Air Refueling Wings bid to become a KC-46A's main operating base after the Air Force announced Scott was selected as a finalist for the role. The KC-46A aircraft is the first phase in modernizing the United States' Air Force aging tanker fleet, and selecting Scott would protect the 347 A&G positions currently overseeing the KC-135 aircrafts while adding 94 new A&G positions to support the incoming KC-46As, overall expanding the Metro East local economy as well as helping to ensure the continued success of the base. As a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee's Subcommittee on Airland, Senator Duckworth has been pushing for Scott Air Force Base to be chosen as the new MOB 7 location. In May, asked the Deputy Chief of Staff for Planning Programs, Lieutenant General Richard Moore, the USAF, about the basing criteria for the MOB 7 and plan for aging National Guard aircraft during a hearing on the Air Force's modernization and fiscal year 2025's budget. For fiscal year 2023, Duckworth and Durbin collaboratively secured $2.5 million for the planning and design of the new refueling hangar facility at Scott for the 126th Air Refueling Wing. Now, the original hangar, constructed in 1956 and with the help from this funding, the new facility is now equipped to house that KC-46A aircraft. Now, the aircraft provides greater refueling, cargo, aeromedical evacuation capabilities compared to the 135 and 46A, and will provide aerial refueling support to the Air Force, the Navy, Marine Corps, and the Partner Nation receivers. That's all the time we have today. I'm saying goodbye, and I'll see you on the first day of October. Enjoy your Monday for all of you coming down from the Billy Joel hangover. Get through it there. Until tomorrow, just try your best to stay out of jail.
Oh, yes, he did. He said it